I reached 3rd in the world in FPL last year using my bench boost in game week 1. You could use one of these drafts here to try and do the same. I've made 2 drafts here, one which targets just the game week 1 fixture, with the idea being you'd wildcard in game week 2. Then another draft still targeting the game week 1 fixture for the bench boost, but is a bit more balanced, you could keep it for a few more game weeks. Either way, Bacon Boy has some big boy game week 1 bench boost tips just for you, oi oi. You'd normally have to subscribe to my FPL OnlyFans to receive that from me, but you know what? Today I'm feeling generous. You're welcome. So if you are bench boosting in game week 1, you should, and definitely should, not an option to not do any of these, you should heavily target the fixtures. So no triple Man City against Chelsea. Yes, they could score points, but they're probably not going to score as many points as a triple Newcastle against Southampton. Target the fixture. You should also only choose players that are guaranteed to start. Players like Foden, Rodri may not be ready for the Euros. Then players like Jota, Darwin and Rashford could be a rotation risk from the start, and you really don't want to use your bench boost and then some of your players not playing. To actually make the most out of your bench boost, you need all 15 of your players playing and also starting. Get those nailed fellas in. And finally, spread and spend that money. There's no point in squeezing 3 or 4 premiums or all of the big boys if you aren't planning on keeping your team for that long. As with a game week 1 bench boost that you're likely just going to throw away, you want every single one of those 15 players to actually be able to score all of the points. If there's 3 or 4 players you think are not good enough for a bench boost, then why would you bench boost? Because you're only actually getting 4 more players' points. But that is all my tips. So let's stop being TED Talk and actually get on with the drafts. So this is the game week 1 bench boost draft that you would probably use the wildcard in game week 2 to get out of. It obviously has all of the best players on the bench, as you just got to do that with the bench boost, right? This is just part of the game. And it has triple Arsenal against Wolves, triple Newcastle against Southampton, double Spurs, double Palace, and then some other cheeky fellas in there like a Bruno, Watkins and Trent who could do very, very well. It does not have any Man City, any Chelsea, and it doesn't have a single player that costs more than 9 million. So in other words, you've got no hope for the future game weeks. But again, just for game week 1, it is very good for a bench boost, and then wildcard game week 2, so it doesn't matter how well it will look the next few game weeks. You could use this to get off to a very good start, wildcard in game week 2 and bring in more Man City, Chelsea and all of that, and that is wonderful stuff. And that is the first draft. Now this draft, a bit different. It's still a game week 1 bench boost draft. You're still targeting those fixtures, but it could still be good for a good few amount of game weeks, as it has a nice balance to it and you haven't spread that money too much. If you do plan on game week 1 bench boost and then you plan on keeping your team, if you spread that money, you're having to spend a few transfers to get back to a team structure that you actually like. And then if you end up doing that, you probably will just lose all the gain you've made on your bench boost, so it's just no point. But this team is still worth bench boosting game week 1, as you have all of the sexy fixtures you're still targeting. As you still have the Arsenals, the Newcastles and Salah against Ipswich, but coincidentally, those are all players you don't mind keeping long term as well. Now what's different with this bench boost is the bench itself is not too expensive. All of those players are players you're willing to keep on the bench in future game weeks, but for game week 1 especially, they could get all of the points, making that bench boost actually worth it. Now this strategy right here could actually be the new GOAT meta tactic in FPL, because with the new change in rolling transfers rule, instead of now only being able to roll 2 transfers, you can now roll 5. So if you have a team that's set up for a game week 1 bench boost, you'd assume all of the players are good to keep for the next few weeks. So with that, it could allow you to roll 5 transfers, get off to a great start, and then later on almost change half of your starting 11 with those 5 free transfers. And not only are you ahead of everyone, you've also got an amazing team moving forward as well. Damn son, now that sounds pretty damn good. So maybe, just maybe, a game week 1 bench boost could be the way, and maybe, just maybe, you could get to 3rd in the world like I did as well. Oi, oi. So what do you think of the game week 1 bench boost strategy, and what do you think of these drafts? Are you tempted by any of them? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and also remember,
don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.